Hi, I'm Alessandra Renzi. I'm an assistant professor in the Media and Screen Studies and in the Arts and Design department. Or as people refer to me, I'm half a person in one department and half in the other. And I'm going to talk today about platformativity and ways in which my research is trying to reinsert the social into social media. How many people are on any kind of social media here? Academia, EDU, Twitter, blogs? Great. So, yeah. About 10 years ago, this was a really new thing, and now it's really hard to imagine our lives without being on social media. We socialize with our friends, family, even work, by posting, sharing, and exchanging, commenting, liking content. This kind of content is called user-generated content, and examples of user-generated content are bloggers, blogs, wikis, video sharing websites like YouTube or Vimeo, but also the most exchanged kinds of images on the internet apart from pornography, lolcats. Lolcats are images of cats with grammatically incorrect language, also defined as kitty pigeon or lolspeak. And as I said, they are very popular online. But the internet is not just about sharing kitty photos. Serious things also happen online, and platforms like Facebook and Twitter have been touted as promoting democracy. So a lot of social change happens and is facilitated by these platforms. We have things like the Occupy movement or critical masses, student protests, anti-capitalist struggles, and pro-democracy uprising have also been facilitated by social media platforms. However, critical scholars already have agreed on the fact that these platforms are not intrinsically democratic. There are a series of issues that are presented by these platforms, issues of access. Not everyone can access the internet or the platforms themselves. Regulation and indirect censorship takes place even when we don't notice, for instance, through ranking on Google. There are protocols, the nitty-gritty, the rules that organize circulation of information on the internet that also create very hierarchical dynamics. There are also rigid platform architectures. Platforms like Facebook and Twitter only allow us to do certain things. For instance, we can like something, but we cannot hate something. And finally, there are hidden mechanisms of capture. The free labor that we provide by producing free user-generated content is basically a source of data mining and capitalization, as well as surveillance. So if these platforms are not as democratic, at least we could say that they facilitate collaboration. So their platformativity lies in the ability for us to creatively collaborate and participate online. And what my research is particularly interested in doing is to try and understand how these dynamics of participation and collaboration take place. In particular, I'm interested in the practices of collaboration, the notions of collaboration that are emerging, and the agency that users develop, both online but also offline, in particular how the notions of collaboration and participation are being taken up when we're not acting online. The way I do this research is through a three-pronged approach. I perform ethnographies of online as well as offline participation. So I look at case studies where different people collaborate or participate, especially in activism. But I also do what is called critical software studies. I analyze the algorithms and codes that shape and build the platforms to see how they, we could say, encode participation. And these two approaches are particularly aimed at providing a more nuanced understanding of how these practices take place online. And then the third approach, what I call the reverse engineering of platforms, basically aims at reinserting the social into social media by collaborating and organizing art projects with groups and trying to reflect and create conditions for collaboration, and then together starting to think about how these practices of collaboration can be translated into online architectures and therefore reclaiming these notions. Thank you.